So Google's trying to implement AI again, and I did an entire video on this and I'm sick of AI. But I was more or less curious if it was actually any good or if it was just another failed attempt that Google's just gonna dump in the garbage. And from what I've seen so far, it doesn't actually seem that bad. Although granted, it can give very differing results depending on what you ask it. And these are just my own, so even if you do this on my videos like I'm going to do now for this one, it's going to come up a bit different. I'm only using mine as an example as kind of anecdotal evidence. So keep in mind your results may be different from mine. Let's take my MCU and its many problems video as a short example for now. If you know anything about my channel, you've probably seen this video because it's my most viewed video to date. And so far, from what I've seen, it actually does a decent job of summarizing my points, which is kind of scary. And given Google's inherent biases, I was kind of worried about the DEI section and that would kind of really misinterpret what I was saying in favor of DEI. I don't like DEI. Although it thankfully actually does portray my points quite fairly, and as it mentions in the video, I call it a scam for companies to get brownie points. Although in hindsight, I probably should have also mentioned that this is just a scam for companies to get a bunch of investment money because they're getting too big for their own good. That's probably the biggest thing I wish I mentioned before in that video, but that's a different story. Although when it came to the summarization of the very important part, which that being Disney completely and utterly does not do the characters justice, I think it does a pretty decent job. It covers how Captain Marvel is kind of a very different character and a lot less interesting than her common counterpart, and notably points out that Captain America Sam Wilson was very much underdeveloped because we didn't get enough time for him to properly shine as the Falcon, so again, good on the AI, that's a good summary. Moving on, the bastardization and diversity for the sake of diversity, yep, that's actually pretty close to my actual point. Mega oversimplified for something like Kang and High Evolutionary, and I really don't think I called his design sanitized, I called it boring. Because he kinda looks nothing like his comic counterpart, and his comic counterpart is way more interesting of a design than, well, this. But still, actually pretty good so far. Let's see if it can stick the landing. And to my surprise, it actually stuck the landing and got all of my points summarized really well. So good job, Google's AI, you actually managed to summarize my content really well. Good on you this time. I'm still not going to use your product seriously. Another thing the AI is not particularly good at, but then again I didn't expect it to be particularly good at, was kind of pronouncing certain kind of names. Such as Mimo, which if you're not sure who Mimo is, this is my little assistant who constantly tries to murder me. She's the AI of the Mimo Vision, the television on screen right now. She is not the Mimo Vision, aka the television, she is the AI in the Mimo Vision. And their name is spelled meme, as an internet meme, -0. Mimo, put your name on screen right quick. She currently can't speak right now because I don't want her saying things to ruin this video, but it's worth noting the AI particularly struggled to pronounce her name, calling her Minnow, which is really funny to me. Although I did not capture that result, so oops. That's just something I felt was a little bit worth noting, that the AI can sometimes struggle to spell out certain types of names. It's going to be hilarious watching the AI summary for this video, I'll tell you what. Alright, how about something a little bit closer to home, like Whatever Happened to Game Theory? I personally enjoyed making that one. And yeah, it does a pretty good job at summarizing my points. I gotta say, it's almost scarily accurate. Let's make this meta. Not the company meta, meta as in the, oh, you get the point. Let's talk about the AI boom video and see how well it does there. And to my surprise, it's actually also, again, very accurate. Even bringing up the fact that the inspirations tab used my old experimental videos in my own words, exactly. I'm more amazed that the AI can understand my stutter. I know Mimo can barely understand my stutter, so that's kind of impressive. But I am curious. Those are all kind of more informational videos. They kind of have a certain structure to them. What about something like my fireside chat videos, which are meant to be more rambly, less editing, and more, well, just talking? Let's start with probably my most popular one, Gen Z and Hope, and yeah, that one was kind of a very big deal, and I don't know if the AI is going to really get all the little nuances, but I'm interested to find out. And to my surprise, the AI did not know what to do about the summary. It legitimately couldn't summarize it. Although I asked it a few questions that were kind of related to the video, such as, why is Gen Z most vulnerable to propaganda? And it just kind of spat out my, entire sentence. Stutter and all, huh? So yeah, it can't do certain things, and it seems like it struggles with fireside chat content. Makes sense, it's more rambly anyway, but still, I was more or less interested, so let's try a different one. Let's try fireside chat gaming. That one should be a little bit easier to summarize for the AI. Okay, as expected, it got a lot better results and actually could figure out what the video was about. I guess the Gen Z and Hope thing was kind of a bit more complicated, so that makes sense. This one's a little bit more structured, so yeah, that makes sense, okay. But there's one more thing I want to try, and that's kind of the old videos, that being the more experimental comedy videos that didn't work out. I did not like making them, and I kind of just gave up on them. Okay, I actually did like making them at first, but kind of just like, for what they are, they're kind of just trash for how much time and effort I had to put into them. So let's actually go with some of the oldest one that's still actually up, because I haven't unlisted it yet. If you're interested, God help you, there's a playlist. But then let's try ASMR, You Ride the Subway with Venom, which is meant to be the shitpost ASMR. I like doing voice acting, as you can probably tell. I have a very good voice range. So this was kind of more of an experimental thing, and I was actually kind of surprised. The AI actually summarized it well. I'm actually kind of surprised because it really shouldn't have summarized it as well as it did, but I'm kind of surprised. So, yeah, that's basically it. That's kind of its pros, its cons, its ups and downs. It's kind of like inspirations, where it's kind of mildly useful, mildly entertaining. It's nothing to write home about, honestly. It's just Google AI. It's nothing particularly that interesting. Also, I'm probably gonna use the inspirations tab to see if I can make a thumbnail for this. If there's an AI thumbnail with a plague doctor, I'm gonna use that. Sorry to mislead you, by the way, if you're expecting this video to be AI schlop. I just really wanted to test this out and kind of make the funny. Oh, and if you're actually interested in my content, more videos will be coming soon, yada yada yada. I'm sorry for going on a huge fucking hiatus. I've been struggling to pay bills and other that. No, I do not have a Patreon or anything like that, if you're wondering. And there will be a new video coming up soon, and it will be a gameplay video because those are a lot easier to make, and regular content will be coming back shortly. So, in the meantime, I will see you all next time, and, goodbye.